This has to be the most organized 12-volt socket. If ever you have a drink, no worries. Yes, 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 everyone. It is right here. The Hyundai Kona, second generation, guys. The first generation Hyundai Kona was of selective taste. Here's how I'll summarize it to you all. Points earned for being great value for money, affordable, and somewhat a good alternative to the generic choices like from the Volkswagen Group or from Stellantis. You get it, guys. But then points lost for being very, well, the car itself did look quite generic. It didn't have an identity of its own, and it wasn't really appealing to look at. However, it's true, it did see facelifts that did make it more interesting to look at, but it still didn't change the overall image of the Hyundai Kona. However, this is the second generation, and I can confirm to you all, Hyundai is on the path of going from mass market to somewhat premium, guys, or shall I say in the segment between premium and mass. At least that's the impression Hyundai is giving. Ever since the release of the first ever desirable electric car, which came from Tesla, everybody has been scrambling to compete in the electric car segment, and Hyundai and Kia have done a great job in this regard. They've come up with attractive models like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Hyundai Ioniq 6, and then ever since then there have been other Hyundai models that have adopted a very similar theme as these cars, like the Hyundai Staria, and now even this Hyundai Kona. For a price of 34,000 euros, is this Hyundai Kona good value for money or not? We're going to find out in a moment, everyone, but I'll just remind you all that Hyundai has had a consistent reputation for great value for money. Let's see if this Hyundai Kona fits in. So I would like to start by talking about my overall impression of the exterior first. Let's start with the front area. First thing that came to my mind is the dimensions is somewhat very similar to the Hyundai Tucson, guys, which made me a bit confused. Why would Hyundai release another crossover SUV that's the same size as the Tucson? Now, the first thing to remark about the front is that Hyundai has maintained a very similar style to the previous generation. The previous generation electric version had a quite simple front, guys. The front of the Hyundai Kona, guys. This area. Now, it should be noted that this is not hard plastic, but it's a different material, guys. It's not the same as the bodywork. It has the same color as hard plastic, but it isn't. It's very smooth, whatever it is, guys. I really like it. It pairs very well with the Kona theme, and it seems like Hyundai wanted to preserve this theme on the Kona. Now, the advantage of having this kind of material is that it's easy to maintain, easy to clean, and it endures in long terms. So it preserves the value of the Hyundai Kona in long terms. And this material can be present all over at the bottom, guys. Very often, whenever I see the rear design of Hyundai cars, they always make references to historic models. But for this particular Hyundai, I had a really mixed impression of what it could be a reference of. In fact, at one point, as soon as I saw this rear light, I immediately thought of BMW. It reminded me of BMW. Like, if you look at it from this angle, just ignore the rest of the bodywork, look at it like this. The first thing that comes to my mind is the BMW 7 Series from the 2000s, like maybe year 2006, 2005. So then it could also be a reference to SsangYong, because I know SsangYong had a reputation for these kind of rear lights. And I said there's something similar about the Kia Sorento. It had some interesting rear lights too. Now over here, the wheels of the Hyundai Kona, guys, it looks amazing. Similar theme to the Hyundai Ioniq models. So it's really cool how they've gone about it, guys. And something similar on the Hyundai Staria as well. And on the side, they've adopted a very similar theme to the Ioniq 5 and to the Hyundai Tucson. So this is a really good theme, guys. I like this. Continuous straight line. Then onto the rear, it's more round-edged, guys. You get parking sensors at the front and at the rear. However, unfortunately, you do not get 360-degree parking camera. Blind spot monitoring. Keyless entry for the front doors, but not for the rear door. Hyundai Kona is very promising, but there are some problems I would like to remark, guys. First of all, I don't know what is it about the rear lights, but they look very... The styling is good, but the quality is as if I'm back in the 2000s, guys. Look at the quality. And it's even worse at the front. Look at this. It's literally a bulb. This is the first time I've ever seen this, guys. A bulb for the indicator light at the front. It's a bit unusual. All right, guys, for the exciting part, the interior of the Hyundai Kona. But one thing that remains consistent to the previous generation Hyundai Kona is the massive amount of physical buttons. Hyundai is one of the only manufacturers that still remains a bit old school in that regard, because everyone has moved on. Everyone has gone touch screen or tablet or, you know, soft touch, everything. But Hyundai still remains with physical buttons, and so does Kia, guys. Now, whether this is something to question or not, you all be the judge, because it does have benefits. In long term, reliability remains, guys. So do not underestimate the way things are. But otherwise, one thing I have to say is that everything is nicely laid out. Everything is at my reach. I like this armrest right here. It's not adjustable, unfortunately, but you can just lean your arm here, guys. The steering wheel is adjustable. You can move it up or down, in or out, guys, but with a bit of force. Yeah, it's just something I have to get used to. Now, before we dive into details, let me just tell you all, I love this interior. I am absolutely impressed with this interior. I like the way they've gone about it. Some strong references to Hyundai models like the Hyundai Ioniq, guys. Very, very good. Well done, Hyundai. Over here, everyone, the interior of the Hyundai Kona. So first impression, no electric seating adjustment, but you do get lumbar support. That's great, guys. Infotainment system connected directly with the instrument cluster, guys. This is a concept Hyundai has employed since the release of the Kia Sorento. This was in the very late 2010s, guys, and I love this concept. Everything is easy to read, easy to use. And so over here is your climate control. Over here is your basic buttons for your infotainment system. And down here you get detailed connections, guys. So USB points, charging ports, and wow. Oh my goodness. This has to be the best thing I've ever seen, guys. Look at this. And this is even a button. I'm not entirely sure what this does, but I'm assuming that if you press it, it charges, it activates the charging ports. I'm not sure, guys. I don't know. But look at this. This has to be the most organized 12-volt socket I've ever seen, guys. Now over here is your handbrake, guys. This is your electric handbrake. So it's different to conventionally putting it right here in the middle. Hyundai has dedicated this whole area to practicality purposes, guys. And all the driving controls like handbrake and transmission has moved this side. Now over here is your start-stop button. And now check out the fun part. Over here is your transmission, guys. Same concept as the Ioniq models. So hands on the steering wheel, and you can just move it with your fingers, literally. Like this. Check this out, you even get driving mode. Let's talk about practicality, guys. Let me just cover this area. This is the most interesting part. So it's so open over here, you could use it for whatever you need. And if ever you have a drink, no worries. This is a great concept, and if ever you don't need them, just move them back in. Voila. This is, I don't know if this is really a central console storage or not, because it's just extra space that's connected directly to this area. And there's a little tray right here, which you can remove. And there you go, additional space. What's there? Secret passage. Guys, there's a secret passage. Okay, I can't open it, but there's a secret passage underneath. Who knows, maybe a secret vault. Door bin, everyone. Now, whether this can fit a big water bottle or not, I think it can, because it's diagonal, guys. And then over here, the door bin space is not very big. It stops until here. Additional storage space right here. And then glove box that's easy to reach from the driver's side. Yeah, it's average for its price and segment. Now, I was very impressed with the interior of the Hyundai Kona, but I did notice some problems. A reoccurring thing that also remains similar to the previous generation is how everything was criticized for being rather dull. So there was not really much experiment going on with the trims, guys. For instance, the center over here looks like a different car. It looks like a modernized generation. But then as soon as we look at the door, it feels as if we are stuck in time. It feels as if that nothing much has changed with the Kona. It's all gray or black. Look at this, guys. Here you get this gorgeous trim, but then on the door, nothing is going on, literally. It's all, well, here it's hard plastic, which is something that surprised me. Why didn't they employ this trim right there? Don't let this fool you into believing this is an additional storage space. This is a fuse box, guys. Hyundai and Kia have a problematic habit of putting fuse boxes right there. Hyundai puts the fuel cap latch right there and the bonnet latch right here. Why not just put it together in one place, like here maybe? You do not get any storage solution for your glasses, guys. I don't know what is it about leather-wrapped steering wheels of Hyundai models, but they're always very firm. It's almost as if there's no difference between leather-wrapped or average steering wheels, guys. Now it's time to check out the rear seat of the Hyundai Kona, everyone. So, first impression. Legroom is plentiful, but just watch out for the railing on the left side, guys. So now my knee room is plentiful, guys. This is really good. Headroom is plentiful. Now I can definitely confirm that there's so much space in the back. I think this was the primary advantage compared to the previous generation, because we saw that the exterior looks physically bigger than the last generation. So I think the results are shown in the interior. Right, everyone, rear seat of the Hyundai Kona. Now, you do get a nice armrest here. And this armrest has two cup holders, very pleasant, guys. And it's rather squidgy. It's easy to pull down. There's this little handle here. Now, this is mysterious. I have no idea what is this intended for. But there's a micro storage space over here, and there's some charging ports there. Now, backseat pockets are nets, guys. Very flexible and durable. The door bin is very alarming, though. I have no idea what is going on here, but it is alarming. It's just spacious enough for a small bottle. And then this is your handle, guys. So the front's practicality solution was promising, but the back seat is alarming. Another thing I found rather questionable is that the seat belt is exposed, everyone. So if the back seat passengers make contact with the seat belt, it will annoy the driver and it will annoy the front seat passengers. Now over to the boot space of the Hyundai Kona, everyone. Now the boot space is average for its price and segment. There was nothing really much to expect. In fact, it looks a little bit like the Tucson, but just shorter above. The Tucson has more space above, that's all. Now in terms of what it has, tether points right here, but which are plastic, guys. So I'm assuming a bit fragile. But you get some hooks right there for your shopping. And I failed to spot any 12-volt socket anywhere, guys. Yeah, there's no 12-volt socket anywhere. But otherwise the floor over here is flat and its quality is very decent, durable. Now you do not get electric rear doors, guys, although it is optional judging by this little marking right here. Physical rear doors, but they're easy to close. So here's my conclusion of the Hyundai Kona, everyone. I have to say, this is to be one of the most interesting models released by Hyundai recently, guys. Very promising. But the question to ask ourselves is, despite the lengthy reputation for value for money, is this Hyundai Kona great value for money or not? I have to say it's good value for money. It's just not the same thing as before anymore, guys, because the Hyundai Kona before was great value for money. Equipment at such a cheap price, guys. But now it seems like Hyundai has kind of changed tracks. It's no longer about value for money anymore. It seems more about desirability by design, guys. Is it playing in Hyundai's favor? On one hand, it sort of is, because it looks more premium. It looks more interesting than what other competitors have come up with so far. Well done to Hyundai for that. But then on the other hand, equipment is missing at what its price tag suggests, guys. So basically, it was hit or miss. One moment, you'll find something incredible. Next moment, you'll find something alarming or questionable. For this Hyundai Kona, we can establish Hyundai has gone on the same path as the Ioniq models and equally the Hyundai Staria. So it's all simplicity, but which boasts some technology, guys. It looks desirable, it looks promising, but we have to see how things develop as the years progress. We are looking at the book. We're looking at the first few pages. Not very impressive, guys, but it is full of promises. Just let the pages turn and we will see what happens in the next chapter. Would you like my humble opinion of this Hyundai Kona? I love this crossover SUV. I love this Hyundai Kona. I love what Hyundai has been coming up with, guys. Maybe I didn't agree with certain things about this Hyundai Kona. Do not give up, Hyundai. Keep it up. This is far more interesting than the last generation Hyundai Kona. Well done to Hyundai for this. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what you all think of this new Hyundai Kona. Do you all believe improvements could be made, or do you all believe it's great the way it is?